Harlem on Prime, baby. Listen, we're a little bit late on this, but we are in here absolutely. I wanted to give my review on the last two episodes of Harlem. They had only 8 episodes this season. I'm not sure if it's coming back or not. I haven't gotten word yet. I haven't seen anything, but hopefully this show is really, really good. So hopefully Harlem on Prime come back next season for season 3. I'm praying. Anyway, okay, so these last 2 episodes, they were really good. All the episodes have fully kept my attention. I have watched this show multiple times. I've done my own little personal reruns, and it's just a really, really good show, Harlem, and I just pray that it comes back for a season 3. I'm so tired of great shows that represent black people in multiple ways. I get so tired of them only having 1 or 2 seasons and that's it. And like, no, we cannot do that with this show. We cannot. It is so important. It is so important. All right. So episode 7 and 8. Okay, so the girls are planning to go on a trip to Puerto Rico. They did this one time in the past when they were younger, I think during their college days. And, you know, things were a lot different then. They were younger. And Ty in particular, she has it in her mind that she can still do the stuff that she used to do back in the day. But you know, child, good old the body aches and pains, and you know, the times are different, you know, now. So she definitely gets a reality check, child. But Ty's ready to go to Puerto Rico. The main point of this trip is to support Quinn, to uplift Quinn. Y'all know Quinn has been depressed for a while. And so Quinn finally rallied her friends up, to let them know that, hey, I'm really actually going through something. She's been trying to hide it left and right. Ty has been trying to squeeze the real out of her. She never gave it. So, but recently she told the girls, and there you go. Oh, all getting ready, talking. Now, Camille is feeling bad because y'all know she has the grant with Jameson, and she spent the night over his house. And it was a little touchy-feely moments. All she saw was just flashbacks. And all she remembered is just waking up in Jameson's bed. And so she's just trying to figure out what actually happened because, you know, that means that she cheated on Ian, right? But that's not actually the case. Not for real. But she think that she did. But she ain't told the ladies yet, you know. Angie is in love. Angie is in love. I'm in love with you. Andy is in love. Angie, our resident hot diva, the diva that like to throw that ass in a circle, is in love. In love with Mike, child. The Mike that Quinn's mama, Jasmine Guy, tried to set her up with. But, you know, she was still, she just broke up with Isabella, is that her name? The girl, child, who's trying to be president. And so she, just wasn't in the mood and wasn't feeling him and all that kind of stuff. P.S. Mike, you're going to have to do something with that. If this show come back next 3rd season, I'm praying that it will. I feel like it will. It better. If this show is coming back 3rd season, Mike, Angie's Mike, you got to have to do something about that hair. Now, I'm serious. I'm sick of it. I'm not sure what it is. It looked like a sponge. But you got to do something with that hair. Okay. Let me see. So, Angie, she wants to go to Puerto Rico because she wants to have her last hoedown, so to speak. Okay. So what we get? Let me see. We get to the Puerto Rico trip. Like I said, Ty, she's all up for doing all the stuff they did back in the day. Nobody's really up to do it but Ty. And it's not as exciting as it once was, the things that she's trying to do. She gave the girls some Jell-O shots. By the time she made it back to the girls with the Jell-O shots, child, it wasn't Jell-O. It was soup or something, child. It was just like, we ain't drinking this mess. Sand and shells and all kind of foolishness that got in this thing. We is not finna be bothered with this thing. And she was just like, oh Lord, so they pulled that out. This good looking man walking past, Angie just ain't paying him no attention, child. So then we end up seeing Keith. Keith is Quinn's college boyfriend, which is actually her real husband in real life, Trey Byers. They met on Empire when Quinn, aka Grace Byers, played Boo Boo Kitty. So yeah, we end up seeing him, and they end up kind of hitting it off real quick. They had a whole scene where they would sit down talking, and it was just love at first sight. It was, they I think she broke up with him back in the day, or it was a mutual breakup, and I was just like, well, Lord have mercy. We should have never did this. I was like, Lord, well, let me see. So they go to a club. Quinn, she's looking for the KOKE. And not Quinn, Ty's looking for the KOKE. And this group of guys told us, just like, lady, you too old. You need to sit down somewhere. I hollered. Angie, she in love, child, with Mike. And she's trying to get reception so that she can have dirty time with her man and stuff. And so she end up on the roof, child, and the helicopters, everybody, because apparently they sent the search warrant out for her because she been walking around the club, walking around Puerto Rico trying to find reception so that she can have freaky time with her man. And Camille sitting there holding the drinks like, well, where's the girls at? Child, Angie done got lost and kidnapped. And so they sent the search party out for Angie and found her. She was just on the roof trying to be nasty. I said, Lord. That was funny. So, let me see. Later on, Angie and Camille had a beautiful scene where they were sitting down talking and having sister time. And that's when Camille revealed that she think that she maybe, I don't know, slept with Jameson, but she actually didn't. She just went to sleep. But of course you can't tell Ian that, right? Because he's gonna think something different. So Angie was just like, look, are you trying to do all this stuff and skate around the real issue? The real issue is that you don't want kids, and Ian does. And she was just like, yeah, I mean, you're right. So anyway, Camille is doing this. She's working on the grant and her project with Jameson once again. And her project is motherhood. So she meets these 4 women. They were cooking food outside. And she says that her and one of the ladies said that her and 3 other ones, they helped take care of these, I guess, orphan kids around. So she was going to do like test her brain or whatever the next day. But Camille decided not to do her study on mothering. She decided to do it on Black Joy, in which I love that. It ended up being really pretty. Let me see. So Quinn moms end up coming because Angie called her because she was worried about Quinn. The doctors prescribed Quinn some medicine to take for her depression, but she chose not to take them. So then the mama came in town. She was like, look, when Angie says she worried about you, what's going on with you? And Quinn and her mom have not had the best relationship. So we end up finding out that Quinn's dad actually takes depression pills and all that, and it helps him, keeps him stable, all that kind of stuff. And so the mama was able to make Quinn, take the pills and, not physically make her, but let her see other sides as to why maybe she should. She ended up making her own decision. So the end of that episode 7 was the girls are taking a picture, and then we see Mike calling Angie, and then that's when Quinn finds out that Angie's Mike is her mic too, child. And then Angie feels some kind of way that Quinn is just kind of like snaring her nose up, and it's just like, well, he interested in you a whole little moment. Which I don't think she meant it like that, but I don't know. Okay, so moving on to episode 8. Child, Angie and Quinn, they throwing shots at each other the whole time. Because they both in a mood, and Quinn is like, well, if you're gonna have an attitude with me, I'm gonna have an attitude with you. And Angie feeling some kind of way, etc. But for the most part, everybody's doing well, right? Let me see. Mike, he actually came to Quinn's shop because Mike, just like Quinn didn't, Mike did not know that Quinn and Angie knew each other and was best friends. And so he said that Angie broke up with him for Quinn. She didn't want Quinn upset with her and that whole thing. And so they're working on trying to get a plan together to get Angie back. We see Ty and the plant lady, which is Amy, aka Rachel True from Half and Half, and The Craft from back in the day. And they're talking, and Rachel, she ends up asking Ty on a date. So they end up going. And, Ty was all in love. She's an older, mature woman. Teach Ty a few things, And it was cute. It was a nice little date moment. We have a scene where we have Bevy Smith, which is Ian's aunt. She gave Ian the money that he needed to pay for the wedding that he did not have because he called it off with old girl for Camille. And he was going to get it somehow through, he was going to pay his parents and stuff off or whatever each month. But Auntie Bevy came through and cussed him out a little bit and told him, well, I'm just going to give you the money so you can be done with this. And so hopefully Ian acts correctly. So Ian is at home in the home house, at his parents' old house with Camille, and they're talking and stuff, and he's talking about kids and all this kind of stuff. Oh, we can make this room a nursery, blah, 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 blah. And Camille's just looking around looking crazy because she has not really told him yet that she don't want kids. And so just to end that little story, she ended up telling him pretty much, he said he did not see his life without kids whatsoever. And so it was just like, well, is that it? And so they pretty much walked away from each other. So we don't know what's going to happen between Ian and Camille at this point. Is her and Jameson going to get back together? I don't know. Okay, so let me see. So we got to the Black Joy exhibit. It was beautiful. It was amazing. It was awesome. Dr. Pruitt, aka Whoopi Goldberg, ended up showing up and showing out for Camille. And she said her and Jameson tapped each other's glass and said, we're not ready to let her go, talking about Camille. So I don't necessarily know what that means. Y'all know Camille's supposed to be fired from the college, from the university and stuff. And she took the rap for Dr. Pruitt because it was going to possibly, fire Dr. Pruitt for everything that happened. But she took the rap. She was like, look, well, I'm on the way out anyway, so it really don't matter if I get in trouble, child. And so, so we don't know what's going to happen with Camille next season. Let me see. Quinn ended up coming to Keith, her dream lover from college. And she ends up breaking up with him. She was just like, you know what? I have always been in every single relationship what my partner wanted me to be. It's time for me to love me and be there for me. And so she's deciding to take a few years to figure herself out who she is. And then, if it's meant to be, she will get back with Keith. But the main thing she's focusing on now is loving herself, which is something that every human being should do. Learn who you are, what you like, what you don't like, your interests. Just learn to love and be okay with every part of you before you enter a relationship with somebody else. You know, just you have to love you first fully, and then somebody else will just enhance it. But you gotta that true love start with yourself. And so many people don't. That just cannot be by themselves whatsoever. That's always been in a relationship or always have to have somebody around, and you have to fully grow within yourself, and the only way you do that is by yourself. Whitney Houston taught y'all. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. Yes, indeed. So I'm super proud of Quinn. Child, Mike ended up asking Angie to marry him. Child, he got down on bended knee like Boys to Men and asked her. I said, Lord have mercy. What's she gonna say, child? Ty. Ty ended up because she ended the night with the plant lady, and the plant lady was like, okay, well, you going home and I'm getting ready to go. And so Ty called Zoe over, her little freak buddy. And so and they was about to get into some things. And then the plant lady, once Ty, was getting ready to get into some things with Zoe, ended up calling her back. So Ty went. They laying on the bed, etc. Ty gets up because she got to go to the bathroom. All of a sudden, we see Zoe coming out the bathroom. And Zoe was like, Ty, what you doing here? How you know my mama? And then the plant lady was like, oh, hey, Zoe, love, how you doing? Wait, Ty, how you know my daughter? Child, Ty, so Ty getting ready to have the mama, and she been having the daughter. Ty is in some mess. How you gonna work that out, sis? Y'all think y'all gonna hop in the bed together? That's incest, ain't it? We can't be doing that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But next season 3, should be really entertaining. And hopefully they got at least 10 to 12 episodes, y'all. The last scene we see is all 4 ladies sitting in the doctor's office. And we see the doctor, and she's talking, the doctor or the nurse, and they're talking, it's just like, oh, y'all so sweet. I wish I had a group of girlfriends, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, you're fine. You're fine. You and your baby. And they all looking around crazy. We don't know who's pregnant out of this crew. We have no idea. And the person who I was thinking that is probably not is Ty. But we still don't know, because y'all remember Brandon came over and they had that little fight scene, and then they made up and hugged and stuff, and Ty will always have a soft spot for Brandon. And so maybe they got in the bed. She ain't tell nobody though. They ain't show it on camera. Maybe Ty and Brandon got into the bed and did some things, out of vulnerability for old time's sake. And she been with Mike. They've been doing the tango constantly. Quinn just found her college lover again, Keith. Maybe they made love on a Puerto Rican beach. And then we know Camille and Ian been humping around. So, I mean, any one of them could be pregnant. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. This show has to come back for season 3. It can't just end like this, y'all. Come on. I don't know, whoever, the producers, the creators, y'all, come on now. The viewers, let's make this happen. Amazon on Prime has to come back. Give us at least, I don't know, 5 seasons at the most. No, at the least. Give us 10 seasons. Hell. We need a show like this. This is our show. I feel like I could be one of their friends. Come on, we need the show. Y'all. Anyway, with that said, I'm MrChalaki. MrChalaki on Google+. Follow me at @ItsKingsWorld on Instagram and Twitter. At @ItsKingsWorld89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook. MrChalaki on Cash App and PayPal. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.